how people receive you is not about you. It's not about you learning to be a better communicator or you learning to be a better lover. It's about them being a vibrational match to that, you see. So the way it gets trending is that you have some of those experiences early on in your life, and then you just keep reactivating them. And this is really where we want to begin today, is it doesn't matter where something that feels off got started. The only thing that matters is today, am I reactivating that? Because do you know, an idea, a notion, a concept, a thought, a belief that you don't stir up today, poke around at, and then don't stir up tomorrow, and then don't stir up the next day, after about 30 days of not stirring it up, it will be so inactive, it will not be a factor in your vibration. But most people don't even make it a whole 68 seconds without finding the other end of that stick, because you are such avid observers of life, you see, instead of feelers for connection. And so the good news, and it's really, really, really good news, is that every single time, and there have been a lot of those times, that you have felt not appreciated or not loved, and then you couldn't conjure it for yourself. Every time that you have not appreciated someone else, or if you have noticed their absence of appreciation for you, we're using the word appreciation because it's almost the identical vibration as love, but it hits you in a little different way. Because you appreciate things all the time. You notice things. You are a complimenter. You are a complimenter. And so every time you have felt lack of appreciation, you have launched a rocket, and your vibrational reality has been even more of that. And this is something that is so worth knowing. The more you don't feel something that you want to feel, the more rockets you launch, and the more powerful that calling is of you, because your inner being received it again and received it again and received it again, focused on it again, not both ends of the sticks, only this end of the stick, focused on it again and again and again. And the law of attraction is responding to that part of you that is you, that really important, big, dominant part of you that is you. Can you imagine over time how powerful that calling you to love has become? And that's why it feels so terrible when you don't let yourself go there. Now, doesn't that soothe you just to know that?
Yeah, because I feel I have to get into the light more, and everything in my body is feeling that I have to, and I'm like I was now, hesitant to sort of jump.
Let's say that softer. I have to get into the light. I have to get into the light. Let's say it softer. I like to get into the light. Let's use another word. I have to get into alignment. I have to get into the vortex. I have to get into my vibrational reality. I want to lurk near the edge of my vortex. I want to be a cooperative component to it. I want to lighten up. I want to stop doing that thing I do that doesn't let me be. I want to stop doing that thing I do that doesn't let me be a vibrational match to who I really am.
Yeah, because then in my head, and I don't feel.
All right, so what kinds of things, what comes up? Give us an example of something that is happening. The light's on you, the light's off you, the light's on you. You finally came into the light. It won't last. In a minute, it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Look at them over there. They're not in the light. They're in the dark over there. Oh, there. Now they're more in the light. We want you to lighten up about this.
Yeah, all right.
Because it's just a matter of letting go of tension, letting go of the feeling that you're not in the light. It's deactivating those things. You don't have to deactivate it. You just have to not keep activating it. But sometimes when you catch yourself activating something that is active when you don't feel good, and you acknowledge it, then you can stop it or choose differently. Let's do some work here together. It would be beneficial to everyone. Give us an example, if you can, of something that feels really strong, really an acute feeling of that self-doubt, self-loathing, self-hatred. What brings that on? What kind of thing touches you?
Mostly that I'm not good enough or I have to learn more to get there.
Give us a situation. Is it something that's going on in your own mind?
Yeah,
Or does it happen when you're interacting with others?
It also happens when I interact with others that I feel like, ooh, I was off or I didn't do that
All
right.
Can you describe a scenario? Something that's sort of common?
Yeah, so if you say, if I would say, my family never asks questions, and my friend says, oh, but you didn't do it to me. I'm like, wow, I fucked it up.
Say this more slowly.
My friend said to me, but you don't ask me questions.
Like what?
Like to ask me, to be interested, where I was...
You're not interested in your friend?
I am.
But your friend thinks you're not interested in...
No, she just made a note, a friendly note.
And her note was?
You have not been asking me questions this morning.
And so she makes that your problem?
In a way, she does, because I feel guilty, yeah.
So she's in this needy place and needing you to do something in order to make her feel better. And then you feel guilty because she's in a needy place. Do you know you can't fill up that kind of void? We know she's very well-meaning, but what else?
Or...
Then self-loathing comes that quickly to you?
Yeah.
Because you so much want to be an uplifter. And, oh, you have such a big job. You have such a big job. There are people all over this planet that don't know how to calibrate to their source, and that's what they want. They don't know how to do it, and that's what they want. So they're counting on you to be interested in them so that they don't have to do their own work.
No, I think it's me. It's not them.
Well, we agree that it is you, but we're wanting you to understand. This is the way that we tease all of you. We say, here I am in my human form, walking around and wanting to feel good. And I've already lived enough life that I know what causes me to feel good and what causes me to not feel so good. I don't like to be ignored, and I don't like to be misunderstood, and I don't like to be misunderstood. I don't like to be described inappropriately. I don't like to be criticized. I like to be praised, and I like to be loved, and I like to feel good. And so I know what I don't like, and I know what I do like. So I've created this list. It's a big, long list, and I've written it on a big board that I carry with me everywhere. And for everyone that I will encounter in the airport, at the grocery store, riding around on my bicycle, and I shout to people as I'm moving through my life, and it says, these are the things that I need to feel good, and I'm going to need them from you. And so if you should encounter me, please do the things that make me feel good. Everybody's doing a little bit of that. It's a very conditional life that most people are living. And feel how much work it would be for you to, first of all, convey your needs to everyone, or to be on the other side of that and to fulfill the needs of all of them that are running around with all of those signs. It's no wonder you feel doubt or guilt or like you're not getting that done, because that can't be done. That cannot be done. That cannot be done. No one who asks that of you will ever get that from you. There are too many of them. Oh, but this is my best friend. This is my best friend. In fact, you'd be best to only have one of them, because that's about all that you could handle. But there's not just one. There's a whole world full of people who are needy, who have not figured it out, and you're feeling guilt about not being able to fulfill the void in them that can only be filled by their own alignment. And here's the part that's really interesting, and this is the part that you're asking about. In your not being able to do the impossible, we'll say that again. In your not being able to do the impossible, oh, you might buoy them up, but then there's another one over there and another one over there and another one over there. If that's the point of attraction that you've got going on, I'm here to stand into the light so that I can shine my light on everybody else. And the flaw in that premise is that everybody else has access to the same light. And everybody else has the same work to be a vibrational match, to allow themselves to receive that light. The light's always there, but your perception of it is the variable.
Yeah, so I go to my head so much, and then I stop feeling that's why I find the self-love so hard, because I find it difficult to not overanalyze it and to really
Well, here's
start
we're having
feeling
this
it.
conversation. This is an exercise in calibration. And so you say, I feel this way and it doesn't feel good. And we say, well, here's why and here's what to do about it. And then you say, I don't feel good. And we say, well, here's why and here's what to do about it. And then you say, well, I don't feel good. And then we say, well, here's why and here's what to do about it. And so let's let this be a living, breathing conversation. In other words, we're pulling out all the stops here. We're telling you the way the laws of the universe work. We're telling you that it's not your responsibility about how others feel. And we think it's a wonderful thing that you care about how they feel. That's a wonderful thing. And now, here is a very important, easy to understand, practical way of approaching this. Going to feel off the subject, but it's right on it. Satisfaction. Satisfaction. Let that word settle in for it. That's that feeling of well-being. Just that feeling that everything's good right here, right now. Satisfaction. The only way that that happens to you is if you have a desire and you're moving in the direction of that desire. The closer to it you get, then the satisfaction moves up to real interest and strong intent and passion and love and appreciation. But satisfaction is that feeling of having a desire and moving in the direction of it. And dissatisfaction is having a desire and moving in opposition to it. You have a powerful, maybe the strongest, most powerful desire to be an uplifter that we ever encounter. But you have a flawed premise. And the flawed premise is that it's your job to stay focused on someone that's not letting it in long enough that they will let it in. And you know what? Even we can't do that, and we're really good. We are experts. We're experts at everyone's inner being is shining that light. They don't need you to be a satellite dish to get the signal and beam it in close. Here's a strong question for you. Do you want to be a promoter of conditional love?
No.
Well, that's good, because that's sort of what you're doing. It's like if you let someone make you feel guilty because you didn't do something and it affected the way they feel, then what you're essentially saying is, I'll do better, or I'll feel guilty because I'm not able to do better. And what you've been saying for a long time and you didn't even know it is, I feel guilty about not doing something that I was born never to do. I feel guilty about not taking the place of your inner being. I feel guilty about not being like one of those helicopter mothers that swoops in and pays attention to your every mood and tries to do something to help you elevate your mood. And in the process, deprive you of any launching of desires, which that never happens because you still launch the desires anyway, but deprives you of doing any real work that will set you free of the bondage of needing to please others or needing to be pleased by others. So we don't want you to be snarky or rude with your friend. If someone says, I'm in need and I would like a little attention from you, or let's take that even further. One day we were visiting with a woman who was talking about her son, and we were having almost this conversation. And we said, you really want to withdraw your attention from the bad moods. Withdraw your attention from the struggle, from his troubles. Withdraw your attention from that. And give your attention when things are going well. And she said, oh, well, won't he feel like I am forsaking him? Won't he feel like I'm letting him down? And we said, the words you want to say to him, how could it be letting you down when I'm focused on you and everything I know you are and everything I know you want? Comes back to that magnificent conversation that we began with yesterday. You want to see others as they really are and not let their confusion about who they think they are persuade you otherwise. And that's what responding to people who are needy does. It validates their neediness and makes them feel inferior because they need you to buoy them up, and then they resent you for needing you to buoy them up. You can't win. You can't buoy them up enough, because it's not your job to do.